Oh, I'm from Colombia. If you're a Colombian girl, you have 3, 4 American guys approaching you, offering you money and pulling out their passport, like literally, and then telling you, I'm American, like I'm actually looking for a girl, like I will bring you here, but it's just odd. Like, why you wanna get with a girl that doesn't speak your language and that makes up to $200 a month? You know, it's just odd. Like, I don't wanna point fingers, but it's like, why are you looking for that when you can get a girl? Why can you not get in America? You know, why you cannot get a girl?
Is this black guys or white guys?
I saw a lot of black guys. You know, it's odd. Like, the desperation that they exude is just weird.
Okay, first thing, if they were doing that, that is weird. I will grant you that. That's weird. And I guess I just have to assume you don't know what's happening in America, even though you're here. You're not letting me know if you're like really Americanized. You're lucky I'm into chocolate drops, because I dig deep on you, try to find out about you, but you ain't chocolate, so I really don't care like that. So,
ladies and gentlemen, I've had this video in my archives for a couple of days now, and although it's a very short clip, straight to the point, I sat on it for a minute because I really wanted to think about how I wanted to approach this video. Okay, this particular young lady claims to be from Colombia, and she's talking about how guys flash their money and their wallets and their passports to get girls and shit, and she's basically calling guys who are passport bros in their essence kind of creepy and weird and shit. And to an extent, I agree with her. All right, let's go ahead and get that out the way. I agree. If you're going overseas, and we call it leading with your wallet and stuff like that, you're flashing money, giving girls money and showing your passport, talking about I need a girlfriend type shit, that's really corny as fuck. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. She's 100% correct on that. But yet and still, she, I assume from the young lady perspective, does not really understand what the quintessential reason for the majority of passport guys is when it comes to dating and or dealing with women abroad. Let me start first by saying that I do not consider myself to be passport brethren, right? I found a way overseas prior to this movement becoming a thing. A lot of the guys that I associate with and politic with before passport brethren was popular, a lot of guys were choosing to travel. I got overseas because my father was military, and that kind of exposed me to a lot of different cultures because he was stationed in a lot of different places, right? But if your energy, straight to the point, is if I show her some money and put that passport in her face, she gonna come to me, yeah, that is lame and corny. But like my man said at the end of the video though, you must really not know why guys choose to deal with women abroad. It doesn't necessarily matter how much money she brings in. For the most part, a lot of guys who actually got their shit together could care less about the monetary benefit from a young lady, because when we going for women overseas, the majority of us know there's probably it's slim to damn near impossible to find a young lady that's actually bringing in more money than you. And yes, if she's making $200, that really doesn't matter. And if she goes on her little rant about, oh, you guys should just date women in the United States, but clearly that's not working out for a lot of guys, and that's why you see a lot of guys going overseas and dealing with women abroad, right? Now, yes, there are some guys that represent this group that I do believe got a lot of work to do, more so on themselves, right? But for the ones that really know what's good and what's really real about traveling overseas and not necessarily understanding and wanting to be a part of the experience, but also potentially finding you a young lady to transition with and be with for a long period of time, even if not for a long period of time, if you guys feel like the situationship is what it is and it runs its course for both parties mutually, you know, that's still something that y'all can get out of it. And I do believe that as long as it's mutually beneficial, there ain't nothing to it but to do it. But I do believe that she doesn't know. And the reason she doesn't know is because I feel like the way she's talking, she says she was born there, but I don't feel she was raised there. She kind of really did give off that Americanized woman vibe, that I was born somewhere else, but I lived in America, so I adopted to American culture and American ways, which has led me to believe that they should stick to dating American women. But if all the guys that she's seen flashing passports doing that stuff, yeah, then I can see why a lot of people would think that you dudes who are representative of this passport brotherhood to an extent, is kind of corny and lame, right? I'm broke. I was always broke and always gonna be broke. It is what it is. If you ask me today, I'm broke. Ask me tomorrow, I'm broke. Who ain't got no money? Doctor first to raise his hand. Because I don't want you to want me for my bread. I do not want you to want me for my bread. and I'm gonna play broke the entire time. And again, I ain't rich, but still, even if I was rich, I don't care if I hit the fucking lottery. If you don't know I ain't got no money, you gonna believe I ain't got no money, because I don't see the value in leading with the wallet. I don't see the value in blinding you with my cash or this blue book that I hold in my pocket and trying to finesse you into believing something that is not true, or trying to sell you on a dream. That is not what this is not what I believe the majority of men are setting out to do. This new age movement, the modern movement of dudes having passports and stuff, I would say more so guys that are in like their 20s or something, the rather younger group of guys that are traveling overseas. I can see how that could be a thing for the majority of them. But if you're older, you already set, you got your little retirement on, and you just looking for somebody to kick it with, spend some time with, have a good time with, you seem to take on a different mindset, right? And it doesn't necessarily come in the form of, look at me, this is my wallet, this is my money. And it blows my mind, because usually when women hear you speak in foreign countries, they'll know that you're fucking American, right? Now, don't get it wrong. When I was in the Philippines, before I spoke, some people may say I was from Africa. Because there are black people in Africa. Who would have thought, right? So until they hear me speak and my articulation and diction and the way that I speak and how my tone and all that stuff, most people wouldn't know that I'm American until I spoke. But in Columbian and places like that, there's a high percentage chance that if you don't look like them like that, chances are when you talk to them, they're going to know. You don't necessarily have to pull out this fucking passport, which I think is dumb as hell to have it on the street anyways, and flashing in front of their face like you're fucking desperate, because that's kind of what it looks like. And I can't sit there and say that I feel sorry for any guy that does get taken advantage of for doing some dumb shit like that. But the only thing I do is issue a warning, and issue this warning like I've issued before. If this is the game you want to play, it's a dangerous game, because you can set yourself up to get robbed, set yourself up for failure, set yourself up for some things you just genuinely don't want in your life. So I would recommend that you keep your passport in your pocket, or keep it somewhere safe, keep your money in your pocket, or keep it somewhere safe, and stop flashing your shit like that. Because if she's right about the guys that she saw doing this, I'm sure there are a bunch of guys that have done that probably in other settings, dealing with different types of women. And the way that they seem to be going after her and the energy that she's giving off, I'm saying they're already in a position to make some very, very questionable choices, if that's the young lady that you think is representative of Colombia, right? She's cute and everything, but yeah, that ain't it. Like you gotta know how to read the room, and that is not a good read. That's all I'm gonna say, man. I'm gonna let y'all go and get the game, man. It's been a good doc. Y'all take care. Y'all stay blessed, man. Doc is out.